Welcome back to our summer adventures from 2025. In this video, we explore North Cascades National Park, but we also learn a lesson about ourselves through our campsite, number 9, at the Mineral Park West Campground, which for some reason I called Mineral Springs.
Just to get a little of this, it's the road to our camp spot at Mineral Springs. I guess you could say it's a little rough. I lost a wing nut to one of my tiki torches.
At any rate, we were there to see the park, and after a stop at the visitor center, we were off to see our first sights, just off the road, at Gorge, not George, Lake Overlook.
We're at North Cascades National Park. Lots of waterfalls here. I'll take a little hike. You see some sights so first? Like that.
This is incredible.
Beautiful lake here. Skagit River is George Lake. Dramatically altered. Oh, Gorge Lake. All right. Skagit River is Gorge Lake. They dammed the river. So Gorge Lake is supplying power to Seattle.
A bit of a side note here is that the very last field trip I ever took my students on was to Seattle, and part of that trip was to the Seattle Space Needle. And now we've seen the dam that makes the power for it possible. We were dressed and ready for our first hike of the trip along the Thunder Knob Trail.
The wilderness must be explored! Go!
North Cascades National Park. We're going on the Thunder Knob Trail. See what we can see. One at a time on bridge. Oh, it's bouncy. Literally 5 minutes into the hike. Beautiful.
The first part of the trail follows Thunder Creek, which feeds Diablo Lake.
Here's a nice view on the hike. Beautiful. We keep going up this trail. Right over here.
But before we go on, here's another look at the Highway 20 bridge going over Diablo Lake.
I don't know if you can see the woodpecker, but there's a woodpecker over there going to town. Trying to get a picture, but you can hear him. There he is. Looking for his trail mix. Not sure if I got this view, but check that out. Pretty great.
It was so great that we had to take some photos. Now that the obligatory photos were done, it's time to get back on the trail.
Beautiful view. Alright, that's the end of this trail. Yeah. I think that's the point, is to bring power to Seattle. There's a little car going by.
These were our views of Diablo Lake at the end of the Thunder Knob Trail. After our hike, we pulled off at the Diablo Lake Overlook for some lunch. Thanks to our little van, any parking lot can be our own alfresco cafe. After lunch, we walked down to take another look at Diablo Lake with Davis Peak and Sourdough Mountains in the background.
Here's our trip so far. California to Nevada to Oregon, and now we're in Washington. Kentucky. Oh.
After lunch, we decided to drive down and hike to the Ross Dam overlook.
On the trail to Ross Dam overlook. Oh, a nice little waterfall here. Very nice. Beautiful. A little farther along down the trail, and here's a nice view. These trees are in the way. Somebody should come cut these down. Onward we go to Ross Dam.
Here's a closer look at that view.
This is our first look at Ross Dam. Got some boat trailers down there. The path continues. See how much further we get. This is as close as we're going to get to Ross Dam because there's now a fence. But still, it's a pretty nice hike. And over there, danger, keep out. So we're going to keep out. Anyway. Ross Dam, there it is. Just one more shot of this on the way up. Back to the car. Absolutely gorgeous. That's why we came. We didn't do this view on the way down, but on the way back I thought I'd stop. Radio towers here, not supposed to go by, but pretty neat view.
On our way back to camp, we stopped by Old Number 6, a restored Baldwin steam engine that is now a tourist attraction. It is a remnant of the Skagit River Railway, a historic line built to serve the City of Seattle's hydroelectric project, which no longer operates. Back to camp! Despite the road, we decided to stay at Mineral Park West. Here's some of my journal entry from that night. The same difficult dirt road that we didn't like going over makes it impossible for the big RVs with their generators and also the Harley-Davidson campers with their loud engines. The result is a secluded and blissfully silent campsite. Even though we don't like the road, we love this spot. Little did we know, we were about to share it.
We have a visitor in camp. How about that?
All that driving up and down the dusty Cascade River Road was covering the van in a fine layer of dust. Despite the dust, we decided to follow Highway 20 all the way through the park and hike the Cutthroat Trail.
All right, we literally just started the Cutthroat Trail, and this bridge goes here over this lovely creek. And then see the mountains up there. A beautiful day, even though it was a little foggy this morning. See what else there is to see on the Cutthroat Trail.
Along the trail were these views of the backside of Washington Pass.
A little further along the Cutthroat Trail. Very spectacular scenery.
we decided to get our photos taken with this rock star. The Cutthroat Trail offered views of mountains, what looked like old troughs, and the incredible early winter spires, which rise up to 7,807 feet. After a beautiful hike, we returned to the van to start heading back. This photo of the van was taken right about here. She had her work cut out for her on Highway 20 as we made our way to the Washington Pass overlook.
Alright, so we just went up this.
The payoff at the overlook was well worth the drive.
Seriously, look at this view.
There's Joanna with the early winter spires again. The Washington Pass overlook is a must-do if you visit North Cascades National Park. After the Washington Pass overlook, our next stop was a short hike along the Rainy Lake Trail, which I also called by the wrong name.
Alright, we're on the Lake Creek Trail. What's it called?
Rainy Lake.
Rainy Lake Trail. More waterfalls. There's Rainy Lake. Beautiful waterfalls. Do you like it? Yeah. She likes it a lot.
The hike to Rainy Lake was an easy stroll through the woods with some amazing eye candy at the end. I mean, it was so good, we had to get some strangers to take our photos before heading back to camp.
This is spot number 9 at Mineral Springs Campground, and the road is gravel, so it's a pain in the neck to get here, and the van is filthy because of drive. Hello, Tiki. However, once you get here, this is our spot, and just look at this. There's our picnic table. And do you see any neighbors? I don't see any. Trees. We had a deer come through here last night. Beautiful. Quiet. You hear trees, you hear the river, and that's it. It's so quiet here. Beautiful. So, even though it's kind of a pain in the neck to get here, totally worth it. Spot number 9, Mineral Springs Campground in Washington State. Lovely.
These are just a couple parting shots from North Cascades National Park. The park was beautiful, but it was our campsite that taught us we can still push ourselves out of our comfort zone a bit and be richly rewarded for it, even if it means we have to take the van to a car wash. Join us next time as we stop off on Whidbey Island on our way to Olympic National Park. Ulu Maka.